Hi, my name is Dave Byers, and we're going to talk about songwriting today, one of my favorite subjects. Specifically, today we're going to talk about rhyming. It's very important. Almost all songs rhyme. If you take a look at almost any genre, the songs rhyme because it gives songs a poetic nature to them. So before we get any deeper on that though, I want you to really consider a songwriting book I have, which is where all these tips are coming from. It's called Songwriting Fundamentals. It's my lifetime of learning about songwriting, all in a book. So you can get it normally for $14.99. It's half price with free shipping if you enter the code SAVE as you check out. But it's a limited time thing, so check it out. I just want to help a lot of people and share some of these different ideas. So I hope you take advantage of that. So back to rhyming. Rhyming is very important. Rhyming is great when you realize that they were rhyming in a song and you wonder if they did it on purpose. It was so good, you know, but they did. How did they do it? It seemed like that was the best words that they could have possibly used. That's when a rhyme is really good. When a rhyme is bad, it's when you can hear it coming. What I mean by that is they'll say something and it was the light and the next thing is the night, you know, and as soon as they start that next line, you're like, I know exactly what word they're going to use next. And they do. That's bad rhyming. It's predictable, and we don't want to be predictable in our songs. We want it to sound like a conversation that just came out. It was the right words to use, and we use those words because they were the proper words to tell the story, not because we had to use those words to rhyme. When you read someone's lyric and it looks like they use those words just because they had to rhyme, that's again bad rhyming. So let's talk about rhyme schemes. What I mean by rhyme scheme is it's a pattern, essentially. Let's say that we're writing, just for sake of example, a 4-line verse. And we have line 1 rhyming with line 2 and line 3 rhyming with line 4. That would be considered an AABB rhyme scheme. Why? Because AA, 1 and 2 rhymes, and BB, line 3 and 4 rhymes. That's a very popular rhyme scheme. For instance, another one would be ABAB. You probably guessed that one. Lines 1 and 3 rhymed, lines 2 and 4 rhyme. Another popular example might be XXAA. What in the world is that? Well, X means that the line does not rhyme. So the first and second line did not rhyme, but line 3 and 4 rhymed. Okay, so now when you do a rhyme scheme in a verse, for instance, it's imperative that you match that with the next verse. You don't want to start with AABB, for instance, and then ABAB on verse 2. Make sure that verse 1 and verse 2 match, essentially, is what I'm saying, because people are used to that over the years. They're not used to you changing rhyme schemes because all of a sudden now you've thrown them off and it doesn't sound right because you got them used to this and then you change to that. However, when you go to a chorus or a bridge, it's okay to change your rhyme scheme because that's a different part of the song. So verses should match each other. A chorus doesn't have to match a verse or a bridge or anything like that. And sometimes it's nice just to change it up just a little bit. There's also something that you should realize called the speed of your rhymes, for instance. Sometimes, let's say we've got a longer verse and it's 6 lines. One example of a nice rhyme scheme might be AB, AB, CC, meaning that lines 1 and 3 and then 2 and 4 rhymed, but then lines 5 and 6 rhymed. Why would you do that? Because it speeds up the momentum of the rhymes towards the end of the verse, and then bam, there you are into the chorus. That's why sometimes people will not rhyme the first 2 lines and then rhyme the last 2 lines, for instance. You wouldn't want to do the opposite of that. For instance, imagine if you rhymed 1 and 2 and then didn't rhyme 3 and 4. They would be expecting it because you set them up with a 1 and 2 line rhyme. And then when you got to line 3 and then you went to line 4, they were expecting that line to rhyme and you didn't. It would feel weird. So the end is where you want momentum to go with your rhymes rather than the beginning. All right, another thing I want to cover are the different types of rhymes. There's a lot of different types of rhymes, but we're going to cover just the basic ones. First, there's perfect rhymes. Perfect rhymes are like your night, light, bright, sight. They are absolutely perfect, and they are very common in older songs. Old songs often used perfect rhymes only. These days, because we've had so many songs over the years, if you try and use perfect rhymes, you're going to seriously limit your ability to tell a good story and keep things fresh for the listener. So near rhymes are used so much more than perfect rhymes. It actually brightens things up and just gives so many more options. For instance, let's say you went to the salad bar and it's a really small salad bar, and maybe you found, I'll find some things to eat, but then the next day you go to a salad bar that's 10 times larger. Isn't that better? You've got so many more options to choose from now, so that's what we're doing with different rhymes. A perfect rhyme, again, is the night light, kind of stuff. Now, what a near rhyme is something that's close. It has that strong, for instance, night and light. You have that strong I sound in there, but you don't end with the same letters. For instance, let me give you an example. Crusade and obtain. You still have the strong A, crusade, obtain. You still have the big A in there in both of those, but they're not perfect rhymes. They still work though in a song, but they're just not perfect, like hate and late as another example. So near rhymes will give you so many more options. Now you can find near rhymes. There's many apps for rhyming. There are tons of books, but one thing that I will share with you is that don't just rely on one or two sources. I've got several rhyming dictionaries. I've got several apps on rhyming, and I've also got a extensive Excel spreadsheet on rhyming as well that I've used over the years, because what I found is not every source will give you all the different options. For whatever reason, they leave out a lot of other options for rhymes. So be sure and look at several sources when you're looking at a word pool. Basically, when you're trying to rhyme to a particular word, and what I do is gather a bunch of possible words that could match, and then I try and work with them and end up with something. But near rhymes will help you immensely. Another rhyme that I want you to understand is called an additive rhyme and a subtractive rhyme. An additive rhyme is where you're adding to a word more letters. Let me give you an example. For instance, gray, portrayed. I've added letters after the strong, where, for instance, the strong letter is A in the word gray, even though there's the letter Y is after that. It doesn't really matter. The strong non-silent vowel there is the A. That's the word the sound that we want them to listen to. But we've added the ed. For instance, gray, portrayed. That's an additive rhyme. A subtractive rhyme might be something like say in cafes. Well, backwards. If we were doing cafes and we did a subtractive rhyme, we could use say or hey or whatever the case is. We've subtracted from a word that has letters after the strong sound that we're rhyming with. So that's two other ways that you can consider. Even just pluralization will help you there as well. Now, I've got a lot of other videos that I want you to take a listen to on rhyming and mapping out your songs and different things like that, rewriting, that I know are going to help you. So I want you to listen to those too. But again, please check out the book that I have, Songwriting Fundamentals. Normally $14.99, half price with shipping to you right now with a special if you add the code SAVE into this discount box. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Dave. Take care and I hope you write a great song.